That's really important. You got to be able to, learn from the mistakes or learn from the things that seem new in that aspect. And now, I don't want to let this slip by the wayside. Last week we started the conversation. We were talking about truth. That was the first thing that came up. Now, what happens when your truth doesn't necessarily align with the truth of your significant other or individuals that you're with? What do you feel like people could do in that aspect?
I'm gonna surprise you. You do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You do not. Everyone has their own sovereignty over themselves. You do nothing. You just keep living your truth.
Right.
The biggest misconception that people have is that when they feel like they're right about something, or they feel like they have a certain truth, right, and that they stand by it, is when they try and impose it on someone else. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
How can you expect to come up with your own truth and not expect that that individual wants to come up with their own truth as well?
Right. Very true.
And to then go and take it to the next step, right? And the next level of that is to even assume that your truth is right. Because what I can tell you, I'm 37 years old right now. And when I think about my 21-year-old self truth, worlds apart.
Different.
Worlds apart.
What's the biggest difference?
My heart. My love for people now, it was not the love I have for people today. Like, I've always loved people.
Yeah.
But, at 21, even though I love people, it was a lot of self-interest.
Okay.
And now at 37, I love people, but my interest is more outwards. I'm more focused on picking up projects of community and how I can develop others and how I can give more to the world. Like, where can I get the most impact? Where at 21, I was achieving impact because I was always helping people, but it was where it met my self-interest. Sometimes now I turn down contracts that are lucrative, financially, because I understand that the impact isn't as strong as a contract over here or what I'm doing over here. Or even more importantly, sometimes I just say no to things because it doesn't align with Gibbs Fitness vision and mission. It has to align with the vision and the mission.
Right.
And I don't mind our vision and mission serving anyone else's as long as we're in alignment with their vision and mission. But if it's not in alignment, I just don't do it. Because when I think about life, I think about ultimately the most important question we can ever ask someone is, how are you living? Now, how are you living?
Okay.
And the reason being is because it's about how you live your life day to day. If you don't like your day, if you don't like your structure of the things you gotta do, did you really live?
Yeah.
When one day I reach 100 plus years old, because I'm going for a long ride.
For the long one.
Like, when I look back, do I want to think about how much I had to go through, or do I want to think about, wow, what a magical ride? I spent so focused on doing things that made my heart come alive, things that gave me energy, things that lifted my spirit. I'm gonna always smile. The day I'm in my rocket chair, I'm just gonna be constantly smiling. Man, I remember that. I remember this. Wow, damn, we did that. Wow, damn. And like, look how we got here. You're gonna get to where you're gonna go anyway. If you're consistent and you put in the work, you're gonna get to where you're gonna go, no matter what. The question is, did you really pick the work that makes your spirit come on fire? Did you pick the work that makes you come alive? And if you didn't, like, there's always time. It's right. Some people do make it, before the 20s. And some others do make it in the 20s. And some others make it in the 30s. But guess what? You could still make it in your 40s. You could still make it in your 50s, your 60s. I heard about, I don't remember her name, but a woman who became a painter, like, world renowned in her 80s.
Wow.
In her 80s.
That's crazy.
end of the day, right? Like if you think about life, life's ultimate discovery is when you figure out what it was that you had to contribute, what it was that you had to give. So the idea that, you know, that you have to go through things from my perspective and my view, because again, we're talking about truths, right? This is my truth. I don't impose my truth on anyone. But my truth is that most of the things that we suffer are all self-created.
Yeah.
My question is, yeah, my question I ask is, why would I create that? All the time, you know, when it comes to like anything that is possibly going to put me down internally, why would I create that? If I have the most important wealth in life, which is my health, how can something really bother me inside? You know, like there are people out there who don't have those kind of things. And you know, like you also have to know who you are. And what does that mean? What are you doing in a room or an environment that doesn't value you?
Yeah. You gotta get yourself out of those environments.
Too often, right? Too often people are putting themselves in rooms, right, that they're not valued. Best, you know, there's two great, you know, stories out there. One has to do with a watch. If you take it to the right place, they'll figure out that that's an antique watch and they'll pay you a high price from it. But if you take it to a regular jeweler, they're gonna say it's garbage. If you take it to a regular pawn shop, they'll give you a couple bucks. Take it to the antique shop, oh man, yo, this is worth $1 million. Right. Same thing. Let's say with cars, right? You take it to a regular mechanic, no, this thing is destroyed. You take it to a dealer, nah, you're out here like it's make my out. But now you take it to a car enthusiastic place where people are passionate about cars, and all of a sudden they give you the whole history of this car, and they tell you how special it is, and now they're giving you $200,000 for it. You know, it's because you gotta be somewhere where they know your worth. Yeah. Not everyone's gonna be able to see it. You know, sometimes for me, sometimes I'm in the world, right? Regular places, supermarket, this, that. Okay. You know, and to everyone there, I'm just a regular guy, which I am. Yeah. You know, but there's certain environments that whether, you know, when I walk into to go give a speech, when I walk in to go do a corporate consultation and go help their teams develop an environment and culture of high energy and high performance, you know, I'm Juan Vargas from Gift. Right. When I walk into Gift Fitness, I'm Juan Vargas, the founder of Gift. You know, so you gotta put yourself in the right places. Right. You know, places that open up where you're gonna go. So therefore, the truth for me is that all problems are created. I train everyone around me to come to me with solutions and not problems. Yeah. One of the schools that we have a contract in, we went and we spoke. And I spoke to the site coordinator over there. I was like, hey, listen, I got a great solution for you. She's like, awesome, I'm excited. Now I go talk to her and she's like, yeah, that's great. Let me get everyone on board on it. It's a great idea. And I'm like, no, I already talked to everyone. Oh, wow. Did you really? Wow, that's incredible. Okay, so then how are you guys going to split the work? No, we have the resources for it, so we don't mind contributing. Right. Are you sure? Like, it doesn't make, no, it does make sense, because at the end of the day, what matters is that these kids are impacted. And if I can make it so there's a system where all the teachers that show up to teach the kids with this, you know, because we're doing something that's monumental, something that we're innovating, something that's brand new, that we're giving kids the choices of either going to recess or skill development. And they're picking skill development. You see what I'm saying? Nice. Interesting. My thought process is that those teachers, I need them clear. Okay. I don't want them worrying about attendance or this or that or they make out. No, don't worry. Gift Fitness has a system. We're going to take care of everything. Right. You guys just go out there and give your energy and transfer who you are and your essence to the kids. You stay focused on the work that matters. Yeah. Because that's the priority. Yeah. But if I have the perspective, well, you know what? Those two other organizations, they're not part of mine. So why am I going to do? No, that's not my. everybody wins.
Right.
I come to collaborate.